What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel. As today we are unboxing the G.I. Joe Classified Techno Viper, of course, from Hasbro, and their new G.I. Joe Classified. I say new, it's been out for like 5 years now, but the G.I. Joe Classified line. Oh man, how cool was this? As soon as I watched the G.I. Joe episode of The Toys That Made Us, I was like, man, they need to make 6-inch G.I. Joe. And wouldn't you know it, I think they were thinking the exact same thing, because that's exactly what happened. This line really took the world by storm. First few waves, like nearly impossible to find. Even today, they're not the easiest to find on store shelves, but they are incredible. A 6-inch G.I. Joe line was basically a home run, especially with lines like Star Wars, the Black Series, and Marvel Legends already in the space. It worked great, and it once again showed how awesome Hasbro is at producing this stuff. Now, this is interesting because this one, I think, was in the same wave with Big Boa, which I did unbox. I think I have around here somewhere. He's in the other room. But I recently unboxed that Big Boa, but I think this was I could be wrong here, but fact check me if you can in the comments below. I believe this is the wave where they went back to the window box, because they'd gotten away from that. And they were doing, like, I think the Cobra Eel that I unboxed a while back had the cardboard box. Not horrible, right? Is it nice to see the figure? 100%. But that's just something that happens, right? You go in and it's different. So I felt bad for MOC collectors, because it's like, man, halfway through the line totally changed, and the Hasbro move to the cardboard boxes was probably one of the biggest fumbles they had, in my opinion. I know something about saving plastic, but I'm like, here was my argument on that, because I'm all about saving the environment. I really am. But here's my argument. I'm okay, so you got plastic here. I get that. You got plastic on the inside. I also get that. But I would say half the people that buy figures don't open them. So you don't have to worry about that. They're not going to the trash. The other half do. Yeah, that's probably going in the trash. But think about things like... So my first thought was like, okay, well, what about like Kraft American cheese? The packaging is plastic, and each individual slice is in plastic. That's a lot of plastic. So I understand what they're saying, like we're trying to conserve plastic, but I feel like you could go after food a lot more than you can go after toys. Personal opinion, and I don't know if that was something they had to do, because initially we were under the impression they had to do that, and obviously looking at it now, I don't think that's the case, because they did go back. Now the plastic is less, I get that, which I think is fine. You know, Mattel Elites did the same thing where they do less plastic, which again I'm fine with. But I would like to see the figure, and I know that the Transformers figures, they do kind of, some of them are like an open box, and you can actually touch the figure. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like people touching the stuff I want to buy. It's a little gross, but, you know, what are you going to do? But Techno Viper, let's take a look at him. Looks awesome. I love the purple. That just really pops to me. So really, this was a must-buy figure as soon as I saw it. I hadn't really been buying G.I. Joe much, but I was like, oh, I got to get that. Really, really cool. Of course, amazing artwork here on the side. Kind of pull that back so you can see a little bit better shot. Really, really cool. And then there's a nice shot of him there. Figure 117. It's hard to believe they made that many. I definitely don't have 117 of these guys. Tons of weapons. I would love a roster, and Hasbro doesn't give us that. I would love a cutout bio card, or some information on the guy, right? I mean, there's really nothing. And so I understand they're trying to plug, websites, GIJoe.com. Hey, find the bio there. Okay, but give me just a little blurb, a paragraph or two. Who is this guy? Why do I need to buy him? Entice me to buy him. Is he necessary for my collection? Now, obviously, I did buy him, but, I think when you just assume that people know, and, like, I felt that way with Star Wars figures. I haven't actually unboxed any Star Wars on the channel for one simple reason. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy, but about a year ago, I got into the Star Wars figures, the Black Series, because I was like, you know what? These are actually kind of cool looking. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the store and see what they have, and maybe I'll buy a couple. And I went there and I found a Darth Vader, like first out of the gate, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna pick it up, and I really dug it. I thought it was an awesome looking figure, and since then I bought a few, but again, without a lot of knowledge on the Star Wars, figures, and I've seen the old movies, but I haven't really watched the new stuff. I haven't watched the new movies, so my knowledge is limited at best, and I didn't want to put any of them on the channel here and come across looking like a doofus. So, not that I have any issue doing that, but I don't want to purposely do that, if that makes sense. And I'm dropping pieces. That's all right. Putting that back up on the table. These guys always have a ton of weapons, sometimes too many. What do you guys think about that? Do you think something can have too many accessories? I believe they can, and I will tell you why. Because I feel like when you have too many accessories, it's easy to lose them. Even though we all try to keep up with them, it happens from time to time. We do lose stuff, and I think it makes it a little bit harder if you ever want to resell or move it around. It's like you got a bag full of accessories. All right, get rid of that. Let's get him up here. Let's take a look at it. Really cool looking figure. I like I said, I really like the purple. I think that really makes him pop. Pretty tight joints there. That's all right though. We kind of work those out a little bit. My goodness. But yeah, I mean, the detail on this guy is just insane. Let's try to get his accessories on if we can. They always have a little backpack usually. Most of the time, their stuff can fit on the backpack. Let's see if that works here. Looks like these will all go on. Maybe. We'll see. Uh-oh, we're getting lucky. Okay, there we go. Got a gun there and a holster, so that works. Let's put the gun in the holster. I like it. I think this is an effect piece for this thing, is it not? It's like pulling up some coordinates, because that's what the back of the packaging showed, so I think he's like looking at that like, okay, this is the way I go. And go! Alright, let's put the gun in his hand. Maybe. Sometimes these guys have easy hands to open, sometimes they do not. This one is a little bit on the tighter side, that's alright. I don't know what this last piece is. I think it connects his backpack. Maybe. Does it connect here? I don't know. We'll do that for now because I have no idea where it goes. I don't know if it goes around his neck or what. I wouldn't think it would. Kind of stand him up. I think it looks cool. What do you guys think? It's a good looking figure. Like I said, I really like the purple. It really stands out. And I don't know why any guy working for a criminal terrorist organization would be like, you know what, I'm going to wear purple. But it kind of works for the Techno Viper. I dig it. A lot of Vipers, a lot of Cobra Troopers in this line, of course. So the line is getting a little long. And I feel like that happens with every line where people eventually get out because so many figures are hitting. And I feel like we're there with G.I. Joe. But again, I felt I was there, but then like this guy came out, Big Boa came out. So I think Hasbro's smart, and they realize like, okay, maybe people are getting a little bit, you know, blah on this. Let's create something new, and I think it's exactly what they did. So, like I said, really fun figure. I got more G.I. Joes to unbox. I am trying to sprinkle them in when I can. You'll probably see a format with how I unbox stuff. I try to hit stuff that's coming in frequently, more often, like the big rubber guys. I'm way backed up on those, so I need to get more of those unboxed. And then usually if something comes in I really want to open, I like kind of bump it up, like the Unsanctioned Classic Superstars Road Warriors. Really wanted to check those out, so they bumped up on the list. It happens. But, you know, I dabble in a lot of different stuff, so that's kind of what makes this this channel fun, I think, is because I'm not just doing wrestling. I'm not just doing Turtles. I'm not just doing, G.I. Joes. I have a bunch of stuff. I still have NECA stuff I want to unbox. A little bit more Super 7, a lot more Super 7. Transformers, tons of other things. So it'll be fun. But overall, I like this figure a lot. I think the Techno Viper is a fun addition to the collection. And definitely one I'm glad I picked up because it looks really cool. I'm not convinced that that's where that goes, though. So in the comments below, if you have an idea where that goes or where, like he's got him on his body here, right? Is it supposed to be like it's an extra like pipe thing? I don't know what it's for. It's like it's going from here to here to I don't know. So maybe it's like a extra piece. Anyone have a clue? I have no idea. Well, that's whatever. But I'm gonna take it off because I don't like it right there. But again, your figures, you can do what you want, and I think that's the fun thing. I dropped another piece off. That happens. All right, put that back on. You know what they say on like Problem Child 2, it's my party and I can cry if I want to. I can put that on if I want to. It's my figure. I paid for it. And that's what I shall do. But he does stand up good, which I think is nice. Every now and then, you've probably seen it in some recent videos, I've had some issues with figures not wanting to stand up, which always is frustrating, especially when you're a displayer like myself. So, There you go, Techno Viper. Definitely a fun figure, and definitely one I am proud to have in the collection. And thank you guys for checking out the TV Toycast YouTube channel. Check out my other unboxing videos. I got a ton of them. How about Deadman? Just recently unboxed him from DC Multiverse. Check that out. Also, check out, I mentioned it before, the Unsanctioned Classic Superstars Road Warriors figures. You can check those out, and I think they're still available for back order over on Ringside Collectibles. How about recently unboxed Pat McAfee, his Mattel Elite, his only Mattel Elite from the WrestleMania Elite line. How about Radioactive Man from The Simpsons? I've also unboxed Lisa Simpson recently, so check those out. A lot more Simpsons still to come. The Defining Moments Mattel Ringside exclusive line, recently unboxed Bret the Hitman Hart. If you're a Transformers fan, recently unboxed Jazz of the Autobots. Check that out as well. How about the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher? Unboxed both of those from the Mattel Elite line. And from the Super 7 Ninja Turtles line, Michelangelo. A lot more Ninja Turtles still to come. Another DC Multiverse figure that was a lot of fun recently, Static Shock. Check that out in the archives as well. And again, there's new unboxing videos coming up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And also make sure to check out Tales of the Toy Box. That is my deep dive into the world that is Street Fighter G.I. Joe. Check that out. So much fun. And one of the lines as a kid I absolutely lost my mind over. When I saw it, I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. I've got to get these. And that show specifically is going to be geared to toy lines that really mean a lot to me or meant a lot when I was a kid. Not just a standard issue, okay, I'm going to cover this because whatever. It's going to be ones that I specifically loved and definitely want to talk about. So check out Tales from the Toy Box. Probably going to be dropping it monthly, maybe quarterly. We'll see what happens. I'll try to get as it out as I can, though. It was a lot of fun, but it took a lot of work to put that together. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And on the road to 100 subscribers, I try to plug that whenever I remember to. But we hit 100 subscribers. I will be doing a giveaway on here. So make sure to subscribe. Tell people. One of my good friends, Steve Hoker, always shares all my stuff on his Facebook, which I cannot thank you enough for that, Steve. It does not go unnoticed. I want you to know that. He also designed the Tales of the Toy Box logo for me, which I do appreciate as well because that was kind of a fun idea. I kind of shared with him what I wanted to do, and he was super supportive and really helped me out with that. So, Steve, I really do appreciate that a ton. And, of course, check out the TV Toycast podcast every Thursday with me and Travis. We have a different main event. We also talk about toy news, things that we're excited about, things we're seeing, things we're curious about, and maybe things we dislike and things we're getting out of. It's kind of a whole array of different information in the toy world, but it's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for several years now, so check out that podcast every Thursday. And that's it. That's all I got. Thank you guys for checking out the TV Toycast YouTube channel. That's the Techno Viper. And we will see you guys in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shop.